Hey guys, how's it going? Just back again with another episode of, I nearly said Ultimate Team again, Sunderland Career Mode. And you will come into this one, you'll notice it is a relatively reserve side being played away at Crystal Palace. And the reasoning for that will be apparent in the title of the video and also in the second game of the video. But we're coming into this one, still sat 6th in the table, but only 4 points away from second. So it's very, very tight at the top. So fingers crossed we could get a win with this reserve-ish side and keep up our pressure at the top of the table. We're trying to get back into those Champions League spots. We get off to a great start. Adrian getting the turn on the defender and able to power that one into the back of the net to put us 1-0 up in the opening 10 minutes. And we did pick up a corner here. Nolito was pushing down the right-hand side. He's going to take the corner himself. 15 minutes in, just a few minutes after the first goal, Kurt Zuma rises brilliantly and powers that header right into the bottom corner. And that, I think, is his debut goal for the club. So absolutely delighted for him. Him and Joan have been getting a lot of first team football recently with the amount of squad rotation we've been putting into the team. But we went in at half time 2-0 up and then came into the second half. A gorgeous ball over the top from Adam Yajic. Adrian does have the pace to get away from the defender. Decent-ish first touch, knocks it a bit out in front of him, but does have the legs to get on the end of it and slide and get it underneath the goalkeeper. So that gave us a comfortable 3-1 lead. They were able to pull one back towards the end of the game though. Question of offside when this ball was played through, but take nothing away from the header. That is an absolutely fantastic finish from Baka right into the top corner with that header. But that's how that game finished, and we do take 3 points from Crystal Palace, so very, very pleased to do so. But going into the next game is going to be the biggest game that we have ever played at Sunderland, and you'll be able to see on screen as it's loading up just who it is. It's the Champions League, it's the quarter-final, it's Barcelona. Barcelona on Legendary. Wow. The Champions League draw hasn't been very kind to us. We've got probably the hardest game we have ever faced. Definitely the biggest game we've ever faced. And Barcelona on Legendary is just unbelievable to play against. They keep the ball like nothing I've ever known. But we get a decent chance early on here. Nelson Oliveira drawing a good save out of Victor Valdez. And that gave me confidence going forward. Being able to have a chance early on like that really raised my hopes that we might actually be able to get something out of this game. But Leo Messi is just running around my entire defence here. I just cannot get near him. He's unbelievable to play against. Like, obviously, some people like step up to Legendary from World Class and say, oh, everyone plays like Barcelona, it's so hard. And yeah, it does feel like that at times, but then you actually play Barcelona and it is a whole nother level. It was the most ridiculous game I've ever played in my life. I've never known any team keep possession the way that Barcelona did in this one. But Lamela went close there, drawing a good save again from Victor Valdez. And again, Valdez's positioning is fantastic, able to come out, gather the ball before Nelson Oliveira can get there, clears it, but Campbell is going to go up, win the header. Lamella's going to get the ball, and there's space on that right-hand side for Adam Johnson. Gorgeous lofted ball from Lamela, brings it down on his chest, onto his right foot, finishes it into the bottom corner, and we go 1-0 up away at Barcelona in the Champions League, and that is a vital away goal. That could be crucial when it comes to the rest of this tie, and how the overall two legs are going to play out. We will see a replay of it, chests it down, good first-time control, kind of sets himself with that left-footed touch just to control the spin on the ball, and then a lovely finish with the left foot into the far bottom corner. But with it being Barcelona and with it being FIFA 13, there was an insta reply. Messi here, straight from kick-off, is going to run at me. Finds Iniesta with a simple pass, who then just kind of twists and turns and gets away from me. I just kind of can't cope with it. Plays in Afellay. Decent save from Mignolet, but the ball falls straight to Lionel Messi. And it's 1-1 just 2 minutes after we took a 1-0 lead. So back on level terms, but still in the tie, it has to be said. But 36, 37 minutes in now, Iniesta again causing trouble down the centre of the pitch. Plays the ball out to Dani Alves. They just kept the ball. Like, you know, in real life, they play with those little triangles. Just the little 1-2 passes. It was just too hard to play against, and that is a typical Barcelona goal. That squaring of the defence, kind of play just outside the box, just in front of you, and then they square the defensive back line up. Just play that through ball that is so unbelievably accurate, you just cannot cope with it. Fabregas just drops off, finds a bit of space, holds his run to stay onside, and then slots it into the back of the net. So we do go 2-1 down there coming up towards half time, but we get another chance here. James McLean is going to find Nelson Oliveira. He's going to get the turn on the defender, run around the outside of him, try and get the near post shot away, but again Victor Valdez's positioning is just spot on and he's able to push it up and away from the goal. So we do go in at half time 2-1 down, but there have been some confident moments in this game so far, some positive moments, so we definitely could push on in the second half, try and do something with it. And Alexandra here is getting played in down the left-hand side, puts the cross in, and he's going to drop to Lamela here. Tries to get the chest control down. It's not the best, but it does get a shot away. It's deflected over for a corner. Lewis Holtby is going to be the player to whip it in, and similar to the Kurt Zuma goal in the opening game of this episode, Kouyaté is able to rise like a salmon, get his head on the ball, and put it into the far bottom corner with a precise headed finish. So that's 2 away goals for us now, and we're back on level terms once again at 2-2. Pushing it into the 70th minute, Barcelona again just playing those little passes that you just can't cope with. And it wasn't just going forward that they were dominant as well. Another typical Barcelona goal, just that accurate threaded through ball that you just can't cope with. I can't change player quick enough to cope with the way that they play possession football. It's just ridiculous. And it's not like I was about to say. It's not only going forward that they're extremely good, but defensively they play extremely well as well. They are renowned for hassling as a team and closing up, putting a lot of pressure on the ball, and they play like that in FIFA as well, which is really, really nice to see. EA have got Barcelona's playing style down to an absolute T. But I bought on Christian Taylor there against his former club, hoping that he'd have some sort of impact, could maybe give us a little bit of encouragement, maybe get the crowd riled up, get them angry, and that might give us a little bit of an extra incentive going forward. But Nelson Oliveira here gets the turn on PK, smashes it top corner, and that brings it back with his 20th goal of the season in the 81st minute to 3-3 away at the Nou Camp. Unbelievable stuff. Never in my wildest dreams thought we could get 3 goals away at Barcelona, let alone a 3-3 draw. But we could have made it 4 here. Lamela with great feet to get away from the defenders. A decent shot, but again, Victor Valdez is on top with a wonderful save. And that is how that game is going to finish. So from the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final, we take a 3-3 draw away from the Nou Camp. So fingers crossed, that 3 away goal advantage can really help us going into the second leg. And if we can just get, all we need is a low scoring draw in the second leg to progress through to the semis of the Champions League in our debut season in Europe. So fingers crossed that can happen. Then we push on into, we're back to the Premier League. Really not much time to recuperate. It was only a few days later. So a couple of rotation players in it once again against Manchester City. We're up to 5th thanks to that win against Palace. Still 4 points off second, but Spurs are racing away with the title at the minute. A further 4 points away from second place on 63, so we needed to keep up the pressure with another win. But of course, Man City weren't going to be easy opposition, and Adrian here trying to push down the side. Zabaleta tries to keep the ball from going out for a corner, but doesn't really help the situation because it drops to Craig Gardner, who rifles it into the back of the net, and that puts us 1-0 up early on inside the opening 10 minutes. So we've been scoring a lot of early goals recently. Been really, really impressed with the way we've been starting games. We went through a phase of conceding a lot of goals early on, but thankfully we've been able to reverse that and put some goals into the back of the net ourselves. And Balotelli there, with kind of a reaction overhead kick, really was quite spectacular. But unfortunately for them, but fortunately for us, it didn't go into the back of the net. Keeper's able to make a save, and Adam Yates here goes down. He was about to get back up, and then the Man City player fell on top of him, and that apparently has broken his elbow, and he's going to be out for 2 months. We are going to bring on, not Nelson Oliveira, Ahmed Al-Mohammadi as a replacement for Adam Yates, but he's going to be out for 2 months with a broken elbow, which is really going to put a dent in our hopes for competing on as many fronts as possible, because we do need the squad rotation. So Eric Lamela is going to have a lot of pressure on his shoulders, having to compete on in all competitions for us this season. But the collision engine kind of has a bit of a FIFA AIDS moment there. Al Mohammadi gets set through one-on-one, but unfortunately just doesn't have the ability to be able to find the finish with that one-on-one. And Man City get away with it, and then pushing forward into the hour mark. Great ball through to Jack Rodwell here. I'm not really too sure what the defender was doing there. Rodwell gets through one-on-one. How has that not gone in? A huge let off for us there. Rifles it off the post, goes basically across the line and spins out for a goal kick. Crazy scenes there, and then Cleese breaks into the box, plays in Marquisio. Not really too sure why the defender threw himself at that. I kind of just pressed B for him to hack it clear, and he just kind of lunged at it. Went out for a corner, as you can imagine. Nastasic rises from the corner, and they do get a goal from it. That defensive error from me gives them the emphasis to go and get an equaliser back into the game. And then they brought on Roque Santa Cruz for Mario Balotelli. Wasn't really too sure why they made that change, but nonetheless, Aguero's going to have a crack from this free kick. Rifles it off the bar from about 35 yards out, and Santa Cruz gets his first touch of the ball immediately, but his first action of the game is to give away a free kick for handball, so we do get away with that. Then pushing into stoppage time, it is the last few minutes of the game. El Mohammadi finds Adrian in support just next to him with a nice fake shot, finds the space to have an actual shot, fires it straight at Joe Hart, but who's there on the rebound? It's Ahmed El Mohammadi in the 94th minute to give us a crucial 3 points, and that is how this one is going to end. We are going to take 3 points from the home game against City. So 2 wins in the league, which is absolutely delighted to get, and also that 3-3 draw away at Barcelona in this episode. So huge results for us. So please do leave the video a like, guys. That is going to drop this one to a close. That'd be absolutely fantastic. If you could show this video some support. Obviously, sub boxes are still messing around with me, so I'm not too sure how many of you are going to see this, but hopefully it does get a decent reception. And I will I think the very next game is the Barcelona second leg. So what I will do is do that live. I will do a live com for the second leg of the quarter-final in the Champions League. So that will be the next career mode video coming up in a couple of days. Of course, tomorrow we will have the Road to Glory series, and on screen you'll be able to see links to in the big window the previous video in this series, and also in the little window a link to a random video from earlier on in the week on this channel. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Like if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you tomorrow.